Hey everyone, so we're working on this Surrealist project just now. So today this video is about showing you how to make a surreal landscape based on the work of Giorgio di Chirico, who is the artist that you'll recognise from the other task I've set you. You're going to look at one of his paintings and watch a wee video about him. But we're going to use single point perspective to do this landscape, okay? And single points perspective is what you use to make it look like things are going away into the distance, especially objects that have got straight edges, rectangular objects. So think about all the kind of squarish rectangular objects 3D objects you can think of, like books, mobile phones, doors, windows, buildings, all these things. Okay, so we're going to make a kind of desert, a bit like Mr. Chirico would have made, and we're going to, I'm not going to use a ruler, and it'd be good if you guys tried not to use a ruler as well. Okay, so right, let's now hope you can see that. Okay, there is a horizon line. A bit closer, and I'm going to stick a wee cross somewhere kind of close to the middle in that horizon. That's going to be my vanishing point. Now I'm going to put lots of floating objects in here, and my objects are going to be doors, I've decided. Okay, so to do single point perspective, the sides that go away from us into the distance go towards the vanishing point, right? So I'm drawing two lines out. That's going to be the top and bottom of a door. It's going to be kind of floating in midair, and the sides just go straight down. Okay, so there's one door, and then I think I'll stick some others. Okay, so that one's kind of, the horizon's cutting through the middle of that one. I think I'll do another one that's a little bit higher, maybe, like that kind of thing. So this door's going to be floating above the horizon. Do one that's a wee bit lower as well. And the important thing is the sides just go straight up and down. Okay, there's only going to be 3 different directions you use in this. Either things are going to go horizontally, vertically, or they're going to go towards the vanishing point. Okay, now I'm going to also do one last door, right? I'm just going to do 4 just to give you an idea of what to do here. Now you don't have to, I'm not expecting you guys all to do doors. I want you guys to use your imaginations and make a surreal landscape. Hopefully if you look at the work of Giorgio di Chirico, the artist I'll show you in the other assignment, that'll help you get some ideas. This door here I think is a wee bit wee. I'm just going to stretch it, so I'm going to bring the top up a wee bit. This guy here's a wee bit wee as well. I'm going to stretch him, so I'm going to bring the top up there as well. So there's lots of extra lines going on here, and that's okay. We don't mind that just now at all. Now, we know that doors are 3D, they've got a wee bit of thickness. So that's kind of like the front of the door. I'm going to add the side of the door as well, a wee thin side of door. So I've got wee lines, and they're going just horizontally sticking out the side of the door. Now this door is kind of in the mid-ground. It's floating there in front of the horizon, so we can't see the top side or the bottom side, just the side, okay? So these lines just go straight across and I can only see that side. However, this door here, this door's quite high up. In fact, I'm going to make him a wee bit higher than that, right? Okay. There we are. Right, that's the new door there. You see that guy? Right, ignore the other lines around it, we'll get rid of those in a sec. This guy, we'd be able to see this side of the door, and we'd be able to see a wee bit of the underside. So to find out how much we can see, again from the corners, we just draw tiny little horizontal lines. They've all got to be horizontal. And then we have the door coming down there. Now, the bottom line would run again towards the vanishing point. There we go. Okay, so there's a 3D object floating there, and I'm gonna, now this guy here we'd be able to see a side of this door. We'd also be able to see a wee bit at the top of this door as well. So again, lines coming out slightly here. That one goes away from the vanishing point. It's the side of the door there. And this door here, we're going to get a little bit more surreal this time. This door's going to be open. So there's the open door, which means the thing I've drawn here is the doorway, right? So if that door is leading somewhere, then it's going to have a horizon between the wall and the floor inside the doorway, and that's that line there. Again, just straight across, horizontal line. Okay, so let's make it a little bit less confusing and get rid of some of these construction lines. So any extra lines inside or around the doors that aren't actually part of the doors, we can now rub out. Okay, now there we go, there's a whole bunch of strange objects floating about in a space. And seeing as how we're here, I'm going to give you one other little trick that you can use, because this is quite surreal as well. I'm just going to stick a hole into the ground here. Okay, so I'm going to do an ellipse. Okay, then I'm going to do a wee half ellipse inside, and that shows the thickness of the ground. And if I colour that in, that's how you make a hole. Do it upside down, and you get an upside down hole, and that'd be very surreal. Okay, so let's turn this into a landscape then. So I'm going to disguise my vanishing point now. I'm going to draw some mountain range in the background. There we go. So a nice shaky line to show the raw edge of the mountains. What else do we need here? I think I'm going to do a sun, a nice big sun setting in the background. So let's get a sun. I'm going to do that really lightly, so I'm going to draw over it in a wee sec. Because I'm going to get some clouds in there too. Right, nice big thin desert drifty clouds. There we go. Okay. It's not quite round enough. There we go. Cool. And now, you guys, it's just up to you to add a bit of shading. So what I'll do is I'll add a bit of shading to that, and I'll make the rest of the video up with just photos. So before I do that, so there were a landscape using single point perspective with some objects in the landscape, objects you would expect to be there. So I want some surreal ideas, dreamlike, strange ideas, and I want some realistic perspective as well. Okay, right, good luck with that. Thanks. So there's the finished drawing. Remember, tidy up your lines, use a really sharp pencil, go over the lines that you're happy with a little bit more heavily, and shade in really neatly, and keep tidying it up so you get a really nice finished drawing you can be proud of. I put a wee bit of shading into the mountains and some texture into the ground to give it a wee bit more realism. You guys can colour it in. Let's not all have the same thing. Try and think of some different ideas, some good surrealist things. You can have floating buildings. You can have windows floating with different scenes in them. Let your imaginations go a wee bit and do something that is going to impress us, and I'm looking forward to seeing all your surrealist landscapes. Thanks. Bye.